Hello, welcome to Imagine Wellness Assisted Living. My name is Dr. Jimenez, and today I would like to tell you and explain to you the focus and the reason in what is different in our facilities and these beautiful facilities that we have. I would love to explain to you how is it that we came about of creating a wellness process in joining it with our elderly and a lot of our assisted living personnel. The idea came from our clinic here in San Antonio. We have a holistic and functional medicine clinic called Imagine Wellness Center. Through the process of the last 19 years, we have helped so many people in their chronic disease. So we work with a lot of different kinds of diseases, from high blood pressure, cholesterols, diabetes, autoimmune like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis. We have had great results. And one of the things that we've noticed through time is that a lot of our patients always talked about how they would love this for their loved ones. And most of these people who are elderly, who are in assisted living or maybe nursing homes, they always wanted to know, what can we do for them? And we went and did some informative talks to these nursing homes and variety of different assisted livings, but yet there's a big problem of how our service works, because the big thing is that we are using your food as your medicine, as it was supposed to be. So most of our clients who wanted us to work with their elderly, with their loved ones, so they could get rid of all these diseases as they did, it became an issue because we cannot provide the service in a place where they're just giving them a specific food for everybody. It's a food, especially in foods, less than the services that they buy it from a company which is already processed, and it's just kind of like a TV dinner. And a lot of these people don't feel right as they bring their loved ones for specific care, and they're not getting care. They're not flourishing in their health. They're not getting healthier. So this is the idea that came about, is that what can we provide? And my wife Sandra, big idea was, how can we help these people who are in the last days of their lives, and yet they are suffering, losing their life joy, and they're not happy at the end of their life. And of course, us as their children or the people who are in charge of these persons, we want them to feel better. So this is the idea that came about, in which we decided to create a facility with everything needed for them, in which you would see this beautiful building, and everything is built for purpose inside of the services. But one of the most important things that will separate us and see differently than what everybody else is doing today is about wellness. It's about restoration. It's about bringing health within these people that most people are not able to do in other facilities. So what do we do different here, besides the typical thing of you bringing your clients, your loved ones here and being taken care of, taking their medications, providing the service that everybody else does? Our objective is for your loved one to create a well-being of health by restoration of the body, and not just sustaining disease, but what? Recovering from the disease. And the only way, and the way we worked in our office, is being about finding the root to their dysfunction. And the process that we use in our clinic that's given us such great results, we are implementing this process in this facility for your loved ones, so your loved ones can live healthier, longer, okay? And they can be happier at the end of their lives. Our loved ones, our parents, they've taken care of us, okay, as we grew up, and to get everything for us. It comes a time in our lives that we have to provide for them at a specific level in which we want them to be healthier. Okay, so again, a lot of the systems out there, to me, it's a little bit weak, in a way even discriminating to create health. And why? Because they're just focused in numbers in their facilities. So we want to concentrate on how can we create joy within our clients, but not only that, how can they become healthier, less pain, less suffering. And we God takes them, they're going to be well as they get into their next step of their lives. But for us here at Imagine Wellness Assisted Living, it is a purpose, it is our goal to create what? Restoration and health, okay, and well-being for our clients. This is very important. I just kind of wanted to kind of give you a little bit of what our heart and where our heart stands in what is the difference in our healthcare system. So let me tell you this, we would love to work with our clients and create a process of how to restore their bodies. And I'm going to give you just the fundamentals in which we are going to be using in this office, in these facilities. We want to make sure you understand what we're doing different and what is it that we're going to be doing for your loved one to get better. So again, we want your loved ones to have better health. We don't want your loved one to just sustain disease. We want your loved ones to recuperate from that disease. And until now, nobody's doing anything to restore them. And when you put them in these places, it's like you just get them out of your hands and hopefully they'll take care of them. There's so much abuse, there's so much different areas of this process of an elderly that I feel that we want to do better. Now, the process in what I use in my office, it's about restoration and creating foundation to their health. And I'm just going to quickly talk about the areas in which I am going to be focusing as a wellness doctor for you as a client, for your loved one here in my office. If you are looking for somebody to restore their health, we have to create fundamental restoration system. And the way we do that is that I use 5 pillars of health, in which is the foundation to a lot of the wellness and the results that I see in my office. The very first thing, okay, we're going to talk about, it's about restoration of their bodies. So detoxification, cleaning and repair, and especially digestive and liver. Getting those 2 areas working is one of the most important parts of your body that creates healing pathways. But what blocks a lot of these healing pathways is that your digestive is not working right, especially through leaky gut. So if your loved one has a lot of candida, which is yeast, okay, a lot of different kinds of bacteria in the gut like H. pylori. If your loved one has parasites, okay, if you're having diseases in the digestive, from acid reflux to hemorrhoids to diverticulosis, diverticulitis, we're talking about colitis, ulcers. Acid reflux is very common in a lot of our elderly because their foods and their substances in their bodies is being very, very acidic. So therefore, we want to clean, we want to restore, we want to repair. We have an awesome way of doing that through a process of time. So we are going to provide specifically organic, natural supplements and substances according to their needs, according to their disease, and really do one-on-one with them because it's going to be individualized to the client. So restoration of the digestive and cleaning and repairing their body is going to be the first step into our process of creating restoration and getting your loved one healthier. Okay, and that, okay, really includes a lot of that attention one-on-one to your loved one, which I know you're not going to get anywhere else. So that's my first step into cleaning and restoration of your loved one. Secondly, the second pillar of health, we are going to be doing nutrition. So some of our clients who are can still coherent and understand about nutrition, we'll give them a class about nutrition. Talk to them a little bit about nutrition. And if you as a son or a daughter want to come into these classes, we'll provide an education to you of what we're doing for your loved one so you can understand the restoration. Why is it that your loved one is getting rid of what? Their high blood pressure medications, their cholesterol medications, because what? We are helping them and we're restoring their systems and their body's doing better. So now, I just want you to know the third thing, okay, so again, nutrition is the next step. And in nutrition, listen, we're going to check what are the foods that your body and your loved one is ingesting that's causing disruption and inflammation. Most of the inflammation that comes into your body comes through the foods that your body's attacking. And if your body's attacking that food, it's creating inflammation. And that inflammation is really the pain and disease in which your loved one is having. So we will identify in their blood what are the foods that's causing a lot of the disruption in their body. According to that blood test, we'll provide the specific what needs to that body, to that person. So it's not something that we're giving your body or your loved one a diet. We're giving a way of eating according to their bodies and dysfunction, inner dysfunction, So therefore, nutrition is going to be essential in education, but not only that, it's identification in the process of their lives to educate them how to eat, how to rotate foods, how to create seasonal foods. What are the foods that's going to decrease a lot of these inflammatory responses within their body that's giving them that disease? So again, nutrition is very, very important, okay? And the third pillar of health we're going to be talking about is going to be hormones. Listen, One of the most important hormones that I see within the process of the last 10 to 15 years, I do know, okay, that hormones play a big role in the what? Restoration of your body. So let me give you the ones that most commonly that I see in the problem in my office. Thyroid hormone. 95 to 98% of my people, they come into my office, and I don't care what age, most of the time they have a sluggish thyroid and a what? Low thyroid. The thyroid hormone in which your body produces affects every cell of your body. So therefore, if that affects every cell of your body and it affects the energy and breakdown and function of it, then I would suggest that would be one of the biggest things that we need to process. Now, your thyroid is the most misdiagnosed gland in the world. Most doctors that check the thyroid they'll check from here to here, and they produce a substance called T4-thyroxine. It's a hormone that's produced by the thyroid, but that hormone is an inactive hormone. That hormone gets activated in the gut and the liver to convert it into what? An active hormone, and that active hormone is what helps every cell of your body. So most doctors are checking the inactive hormone, and they're telling you your body's doing great. When in reality, if you're having problems with your gut and your liver, you're not breaking down that hormone, and you're not having the active hormone that's supposed to be helping every cell of your body, and that creates sickness in a variety of different symptoms. All the way down to hair thinning, overweight, tiredness, sluggishness, digestive problems. I mean, it affects anywhere in your body. So therefore, that thyroid hormone, the way we've been looking at it, we have substances that provide for you that will help that area, in which your body's going to be, their body's going to be working better. So hypothyroidism, even hyperthyroidism, is induced, most of them, by autoimmune dysfunction to the digestive. I don't have a lot of time to explain it in detail, but when you come for a tour or a consultation to us, I will explain you further of what are the specifics within that. But hormones are essential, especially your thyroid, your adrenal glands. If your father and mother are falling asleep, maybe they have exhaustion of adrenal glands, they can't do anything. They're just asleep all day. Okay, that means they don't have the energy from the adrenal glands, especially the substance called cortisol that provides all of those. If they can't fall asleep, they can't stay asleep, that circadian rhythm of cortisol production might be off. So we make sure that that's going to be corrected because it affects their lives. Sex hormones. Awesome testing. Why? Your sex hormones, and I know, you're thinking, well, my father is older, what's going on with the sex, right? Sex hormones, it's good for the libido and the sex drive, but I'll tell you what, it has so many other functions in which relates, okay, to your bone density, right? As we get older, we create this thing called osteopenia, osteoporosis, weakness of our bones. If you have those sex hormones low, you're going to create those areas and quicker degeneration of our loved ones. How about other hormones that affect your muscles? Bone density, muscle tonicity is what builds up our structure and are able to walk, are able to do things. See, this is the reason why we want to make sure that those hormones are well, because not only the sex hormones are affecting all those areas physically, but they're also affecting what? The mentality, motivation, okay? What gives them the will to get up every day and live better and enjoy that day. We have to identify those areas. We have to make sure that those are balanced, and we have to do it organically as possible. If everything we give your loved one and organically works phenomenal, well, praise God, we got that. But if it doesn't, we work with doctors to identify those areas in which we can help to make sure that those hormones are well so you can be stronger and healthier. And this is what we're providing in the hormone area. And there's other hormones that we might be looking at, but these are the ones, and I'm just giving you an overview of what is going to make a difference in your loved one's life in this place. Okay? The next thing is going to be fitness and exercise. So that's our fourth pillar of health. According to their ability of stage of service here in our office, or here in the facilities, we're going to provide for you a level 1, 2, 3, or 4 according to the need to your loved one. If you can move, can't move, what are the exercises you bring into them if they're already moving, that they have physical therapy. But for the patients and clients who can walk and exercise, we are going to provide so many different kinds of activities because we believe that movement is the most important thing. Because that's how you create muscle, break down muscle, you create mass. So if you create muscle, you create strength. You cannot create muscle without your sex hormones. You cannot get up without the adrenal glands. You cannot absorb your nutrients if your digestive is wrong. You see where I'm going? This is telling you about the whole complexity of your health. It's not directed in just one organ, or it's just not because you exercise and eat healthy, you should be good. A lot of people exercise and eat healthy and they're still sick. So what I'm saying to you is that we need to create this exercise according to their needs. And we'll have that here in these facilities. The last one, which is very important, and most people don't do this, especially in the healthcare, is going to be your genetics. In my office, we use genetics, and we spend the last 5 years identifying mutations. So we check the genome from your loved one. We check the mutations that mom and dad has given them, and how are those mutations, are they activated through epigenetics or not? If they're activated, they might be causing disruption in their digestive, their liver. How do they break down proteins and fats? So a lot of these mutations, are they activated or not? We want to identify how can we suppress those. What are the things that we can do nutritionally to help the function of those genes that are no longer working for them because they're inactive? So there's a thing called the methylation system, and I know that I'm talking a little bit about beyond maybe some of you guys understanding, but there is a process of methylation in our bodies, which is controlled by a lot of the genetics, which a lot of the things it does, besides working through a lot of systems in our health, in our body, it also provides a turn on or off of these genetics. If you're under methylating, it's a high chance that you can turn on those bad genes in which you have mutations. How do we want to help you? One is that we want to identify those genes that are going to help you suppress those genes so they'll never become expressed. So genetics plays a big role in our health care here. So we want to make sure that your loved one is looked at in all those areas. So genetics is essential. So the 5 pillars of health, these are the fundamentals in which I want to provide for you in this facility, in which has restored a lot of our clients in our office and a lot of our elderly. This is what I want for you, but now we have the opportunity to take care of them all day, all night, which is even better results. Because now the accountability is on us to provide the service to that individual what? Person, not a number, a person by name, a person by identifying their diet. What are the foods that is right for your loved one, not for everybody else. This is the difference. This is what's going to make the difference in your loved one's health. This is the investment of your time in their lives. We want you to come here and look and smile when your loved one's smiling back. We want you to have that loved one strong enough for you to take them home for your Thanksgiving. Strong enough that they never could make it to maybe a Christmas party. We want that life at the end of their lives for you to be proud that you are doing the right thing for your loved one and that loved one is being taken care of correctly. And that you can come to a facilities anytime and spend time with them and knowing that they're doing well, that they're well taken care of, because we're looking at overall health. Besides the services that we provide daily, we're going to be providing that extra push to get wellness within their bodies. So remember the fundamentals. We're going to be doing detoxification, nutrition, hormones, fitness and exercise, genetics, because we want to be different than everybody else. I love the idea, and if it ever comes a time, and when it comes a time for my father or my mother to be in a place of rest, I would love them to be taking care of them the way we're going to be taking care of them here. So we take it to heart, and we hire the right people who want to be healthy. We hire the right chef to do our nutrition. We have a nutritionist on staff. We want to provide that service for your loved one in a whole different way than everybody else is doing today. Because I believe that we can make a difference in your loved one's life. So again, I hope that I get a little bit of an explanation of understanding how are we merging wellness, okay, and how this assisted living, especially in this our first facility here in San Antonio, is going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. If you have your loved one in a facility already and they're not flourishing in their health and they're surviving, make a change. Let's start doing something different for them, because I know that you love them and you care. So therefore, my invitation to you is to come and see us. give us a call, get a tour, get to know the environment that we created here in our wellness in assisted living. It's been a pleasure me talking to you and explaining to you these things. I would love to see you again sometime. And if you do see us, again, thank you for listening. God bless. Hope to see you.